Hello, Kehilat Tzion. Erev Shabbat, Parashat Yitro. This week we read in the Haftarah from Yeshayahu Perek Vav. Yeshayahu Perek Vav, Hashem reveals himself to Yeshayahu with this. He has this great revelation. Kadosh, 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 Hashem Tzvakot. He sees these marvelous sights that the content of them is maybe very dramatic, talking about maybe the first steps towards exile. But the experience of standing there and seeing the greatness of Hashem, Yeshayahu is bewildered. He takes a step back. He says, how can this be that I am a human creature experiencing such a great experience? Kehilat chose this for our parasha because of Ma'amad al-Sinai. They could have chosen a haftarah that emphasizes the content of the Ten Commandments, that emphasizes Shabbat, or emphasizes justice, or emphasizes the importance of worshiping Hashem and against Avodah Zarah. They could have chosen haftarot that really emphasize the importance of following Hashem's mitzvot, and that would be something that would seem fitting for Ma'amad al-Sinai. But Chazal choose a haftarah that talks about an experience, experiencing the revelation of Hashem, telling us that the basic thing that we have to remember from Ma'amad al-Sinai, before we talk about the content, is this experience of Hashem revealing himself to the nation. This revelation, this experience that Am Yisrael stand there, and they are really experiencing great awe and fright. Even though they had this great expectation for this moment, the minute it happens, they take a step back. They feel a bit frightened. They hear the thunder and the kol hashofar, and this is the deep meaning of Ma'amad al-Sinai. Hashem, our God, somehow manages to connect to all the people, and this leaves a great mark on us from one generation to the next. When the Ramban in Sefer HaMitzvot explains that there's a mitzvah to remember Ma'amad al-Sinai, he's not talking about the content, he's talking about the experience. It has to be passed down from generation to generation, not the fact that this is the Torah and this is what it says, but how the Torah was received, the fact that Hashem appeared to all of Am Yisrael, what this means about the greatness of Hashem, what this tells us about who we are as human beings, what this means about our commitment and our obligation to follow the Torah, what this tells us about what our purpose is in learning Torah. It's not only to learn laws, but it's also connecting back to this revelation, to the spiritual experience of connecting and somehow understanding a deeper level of what it means, a bond between Hashem and humans. And this experience is what we're supposed to internalize at this moment. So when we listen to Aseret HaDibrot, many of us stand up. And Rav Soloveitchik explains that the reason we stand up is because we're not talking about the content. The content of the Torah, Aseret HaDibrot, is very important, but also the rest of the parasha is important. But the experience of standing in Ma'amad al-Sinai, of hearing the voice of Hashem, if you could say so, of experiencing this great revelation, when Am Yisrael is standing there in Har Sinai, that's what we're trying to reproduce when we stand up. We're re-experiencing the greatness of this moment. It's not in honor of the content, it's in honor of this moment of Hashem revealing himself to us as a nation. And this is supposed to afterwards affect how we leave Bet Knesset, how we experience fulfilling Torah and mitzvot, how we experience our lives as Jews that follow Torah and mitzvot, this covenant that isn't based only on the oral law, but also based on this great revelational experience. Shabbat Shalom.